Okay, we've got Albion Agricultural. Saxony Industrial, that is bad news for us. Polania Mechanical. We've got to get to this first. Enlist fairly quickly. Because we have no combat cards. See what Saxony does to start off with. Underworld Advantage is normally a good one. It's going to be harder to get with Albion because of the more limited movement. It's not too difficult. Alright. What you gonna do, Saxony? The fastest way to rush me is to go ahead and trade 2 metal here, produce. Trade 2 metal, produce. Turn 5, you can start moving up this way. He needs the river walk mech in addition to the speed and the underpass to get to Polania. He doesn't need it to get to me. It's a new Albion player. Doesn't mean he hasn't played on the board game a lot. Okay. Well, he's figuring that out. We need to think about what we're going to do. We're going to double upgrade our enlist. How we're going to do that is we're going to trade for 2 oil, move worker to this village, character to the farm, trade for 2 oil again. It doesn't look like Saxony's going to rush me. That's good news. Might change our plan here a little bit. Polania looks like they're going to produce next turn and then move, get their character halfway to the encounter and build a mine on the encounter space. For Saxony's, it's a good chance they're going to time out in this game. There we go. They're getting the hang of it. That 2-minute turn in the beginning. Set him behind the sticks. Should be okay now. Don't ever put a flag here. It doesn't count as a double territory if it's adjacent to the base. And what good does it do to get you to teleport 1 space away from the base? going for the encounter. This is a good encounter. You should probably go with that or that. Never underestimate going for that. Enlist recruit early with Saxony. Get a lot of combat cards out of it because your neighbors are probably going to enlist because of how powerful the enlist action is. You're getting potentially up to 8 cards from your neighbors. That's just tremendous at Saxony. Because a lot of your battles are going to come from double and triple teaming with mechs and throwing cards because you start with such little amount of power. Alright. Saxony's back on the metal with his worker, so he's in a position to get his first mech. Hopefully we'll get some food off of this encounter. Now Polania needs to do some sort of filler action here, like produce. And next move he'll go for his encounter. Don't forget after the encounter to flag the village. I find it's very easy to. Okay, we're going with this. You know what, we're going to be patient with our mechs. We're going to go for popularity this game. Place our flag. The metal would have been nice, but if you think about it, we got 2 food and a popularity. Whereas we would have lost popularity, so that's a 3 popularity swing for 2 metal. Is that worth it? That metal means 1 turn. Depending on how much we're going to end up upgrading. We're going to move a lot as Albion, so there's going to be some benefit to upgrading. Alright, start to get a little coin here. This may be crazy. Six plus 9. No, we're gonna stick with tried and true path here. Instead of trying to get cute with the power. So we'd like to just do this again, but we're not rust-feed, so next turn we're going to produce, get an extra worker up here and get another food, and then we'll get an enlist again. Oh, you know what? We're almost a balanced workforce without trying or deviating from your plan. The problem with this encounter is most of the time you have to go way out of your way to get it. We're at 2 workers right now, and we've already got 1 enlist. So why not? Let's get some oil ahead of our next movement action. Yeah, we're not going to need the trade for food, but we're not going to need it. We only need, because we've upgraded this twice, all we need is 2 more food. We're going to produce here to get to 3 workers and produce again to get to 5. And that's going to give us 2 more food off this worker. He's got 5 workers, so he doesn't want the extra worker. That is probably what he should take right here. He's got the pop to do it. He's not going to do it. He's got the mine. He could have the speed mech. Start gobbling up encounters. But he wants the popularity. Now we're going to go oil since all of that is still on the ground. And guess what? We actually got balanced workforce. I'm not sure I've ever gotten balanced workforce and won a game. The times I've gone for balanced workforce, I've regretted it. You can rarely ever get it, like I said, without substantially deviating from a good strategy. Our combat cards are bad, but Polania's got tons of food on the ground. And no enlists. Saxony looks like they want to build buildings. And there's our first power. Off of an upgrade. Let's see if Polania will give us another one. It's not going to cost us a power to produce because we still just have 2 workers. And the next time we'll have 3. So there's a decent chance we get the power star. Pretty early in the game here. And the enlist star. We could be sitting on 3 stars pretty early in this game. There it is. We're going to have the power star full turn before we have the enlist star, so we'll either just do the bottom row action or we'll draw a combat card. The way things are going over here, we'll probably draw a combat card. Definitely not worried about Saxony now, though we don't even have a mech yet. We're ahead though. Got a nice coin lead. It's going to lag a little bit after we finish these enlists. They're obviously more lucrative than everything else but buildings. Polania is working his way toward this encounter. He's also getting on food so he can start enlisting, which is good news for us. It's the power star. And again, no one seems interested in building mechs, so go with the coin enlist last, which is crazy because of how strong it is. But it's not just about doing the same thing every time, especially with enlists. It's about paying attention to what your neighbors are doing. Saxony needs another produce or another upgrade before he can build a building. There's a produce. Polania doesn't seem to want to get to 8 workers, but he's going to. There's another combat card for us. So we have the power star, we have the objective star, we're going to have the enlist star next turn. If we get the worker star, go ahead and get the worker star. You don't even need the mech star. You get something like 1 mech. Maybe get the burrow mech. Start making our way to the factory and get a few combats. If I counted right. Let's go with Saxony. It's a good one right there, Sax. But he might do this. He seems to be going for the build star. Nope, he's gonna go with the mechs. So we're gonna get the coin enlist with only 1 mech on the board. It's really good considering it's our last enlist. There's popularity number 8. It's going to be 4 for Polania. It's the build bonus. Next to encounter, so you should put it here because... Okay. Wonder if he meant to do a mine. Or that is a mine. I say mine when I mean mill and vice versa. Wonder if he meant to do a mill. Since his upgrades cost him 2 and he has 1 worker there. Alright. Polania's got his second encounter. He's going to block this ore spot. should go here and here. No, he's... The thing is, when you're Polania, you gotta make a choice. You either use your popularity as currency, or you try to build it. He's not really doing either extremely effectively. Because he's gone to 8 workers, and he's still planning to enlist 3 times, which means he's either just going to do the bottom row and skip the top part of the produce. I think, guys, we use the coin to get a combat card. I think so. Here I'm wishing this was metal. That's okay. What we'll do is we'll start spreading out here. We'll move the worker here with 1 movement. We'll leave another worker here with 1 movement, and we'll move our character over here too. Again, we won't place a flag. That'll leave 3 guys here. And we'll upgrade and make this mech cheaper. Then we produce and get the worker star. And that's going to let us get our first mech. And we go with maybe burrow. Start taking our shortest path to the middle of the board. Spreading out this 8 workers, or we go with rally. Probably have to go with rally and then burrow. Grab this encounter. Alright. Again, not going to use the flag token. And let's upgrade. We have 8 combat cards, and we have a 5 now. So let's grab this pop just in case we need it in a pinch to get to 13 at some point. He's moving again with insufficient wood to do his bottom row action. He's also down to 4 minutes. I mean, we've got 41 points, but it doesn't look like we've done anything. It's a strange thing about Albion. Sometimes you're all over the board with Albion. It feels like you barely have any points. Sometimes it looks like you've done absolutely nothing. And you're sitting on a ton of points. I mean, 41's not a ton of points, but it's getting it done in this game. Now he's going for the factory. But he won't beat us to that. hoping to get some metal out of this. That's what we would like. So we're going 8 workers here to get our 4th star. We're going to trade through metal to get our first mech. Really all we need is a few combats. Saxony doesn't have disarm. If we get Burrow, we're just a few movements away. Can't go to the factory this turn, so he's probably going to produce. We really need Burrow and Rally realistically. Because we've got to get over here, because we don't want to go through these workers. But once we get over here, we don't want to move our character all the way back around. So we're going to need 2 mechs. But that's it. And we're having a good game here. Think about it this way, if we'd been attacked twice and won, we'd have won in about around turn 13. Give some metal. We just moved. We have no oil on the ground, which means we could pay $2 to get an upgrade, or we could get 2 oil and a popularity, and we get the upgrade and the power. Not that we have any shortage of power right now, but and this is good, because now it means we can just trade outright for our mechs. Tier 3 would give us, that is 13 popularity, would give us an additional 7 coins. That's the quickest way to check, is just look at these 2 numbers here. Because what it does is it changes this into 4 and this into 5, so it's 1 each, so it's, no, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. 6 territories, so it's 10 coins, because we have 6 territories and 4 stars. So we get 10 more coins with the addition of 2 popularity. Polania is no threat to us right now. They'll go to the factory next turn. Let's go Burrow first. We don't need this metal anymore. So what we'll do is we'll move some workers over. Move move some workers over this oil space, move a worker down, and then take that worker that's the second worker on the mountain, move it to where the character is on the flag token. That way we can move our character off that flag token once we get rally. And still get the double territory bonus. See what factory card Polania gets. He's 2 enlists away from an enlist star and 1 building away from a build star. He just hit tier 2 and substantially closed the gap. We may have to take the factory before we can end this. Leave the worker here for that double territory. It's worth 2 territories when there's a flag token if you control it. We're going to go this way anyway, so here we could have gotten over the tunnels. Added a nice little boost there. Polania knows he probably can't take me even with a singular mech, and he's right. So now we're going to go ahead and get our rally mech, and that's going to allow our character to get out from behind this blockade. Polania doesn't have a submerge mech, so he can't get there. He's already used that one. He can't get there. So all I can do is try to make it closer to one. I'm going to keep our mechs together, at least for now. Can we end the game next turn? We take a huge popularity hit doing it. But we're not at, but we can afford to lose 4. Do 12 for both. The most he can do in either, and this one is 12. And then he would have nothing left here. So like Saxony bolsters. I think maybe he's going to take Polania's advice and run away. Bye. Now we can go ahead and grab this one combat while keeping tier 3 in reach. Which would be nice. Most you can do is 7. Polania's like, I'm your friend, leave the tunnels. No, I'm gonna attack you now. Gee whiz though. He doesn't have camaraderie. Oh, now that's just rude. We're gonna get one more building out of Polania in all likelihood. Means we either need Saxony to build a building, which is unlikely, except Polania took a substantial hit. 9 coin right there. So we're not going to end this game quickly. What we're basically going to do is we're going to get one combat and then probably just build our max. Okay. One. Two. This Polania's power situation, very little. And let's put a flag token on this tunnel. Don't have to use the 5, so why not save the 5? Well, it's too bad. The bot produced right there. Let's see, 16 coin right now. We'd be in the 90s with 2 popularity. We don't need another max, so we might as well. Polania can't move the last time, so they can't hit us with 2 max. And they can't beat us if they just attack 1. so they can't attack without ending the game. This is going to end up being a fairly long game, but it would have been several rounds quicker if we'd had accessible combats. Polania is running out of time too. We don't need to rub the score in. If we get an opportunity to end it with a win, we'll give up tier 3. Can't double team me this time. Gonna leave ourselves just in case. He's gotta bluff me, right? He knows it's over if he goes all out. Guess he just knows it's over. Alright. We're gonna give up 15. Out of 88, that's 73, and we're gonna add a little bit with a star and a territory. So. Most he can do is 11. No, it doesn't matter. You don't need to add any more territory. And no flag, because you immediately place the star. Alright guys, that is Agricultural Albion in 20 turns at tier 2 popularity. Thanks for watching, catch you later.